In April 1945, as the Allies closed in on Berlin, Adolf Hitler found himself cornered in his underground bunker, the Führer bunker. The city was in chaos, and the once mighty Nazi regime was crumbling. Hitler, who had orchestrated the horrors of World War II and the Holocaust, was now facing the consequences of his actions. By this time, the Soviet army was advancing rapidly, and the situation was dire. Hitler's mental state had deteriorated significantly. He was increasingly paranoid, surrounded by a dwindling circle of loyalists. Many of his top generals had either been killed or had deserted him. The walls of the bunker felt like they were closing in, and the reality of defeat was undeniable. On April 30th, 1945, Hitler made a fateful decision. He and his longtime companion, Eva Braun, whom he had married just hours earlier, chose to end their lives rather than face capture. The couple had been together for over a decade, and in those final moments, they sought to leave the world on their own terms. Hitler took cyanide, a poison he had kept on hand for such an occasion. At the same time, he used his service pistol to shoot himself in the head. Eva Braun, too, ingested cyanide. Their deaths marked the end of an era of terror, but the aftermath was chaotic. After their suicides, the bodies were carried outside the bunker, where loyal aides doused them in petrol and set them ablaze, following Hitler's instructions to avoid capture and display by the Soviets. The remains were discovered by Soviet troops days later, but the exact details of their deaths remained shrouded in mystery for years, fueling conspiracy theories and speculation. In the wake of his death, Germany was left in ruins, and the world was left to grapple with the legacy of his atrocities. Hitler's demise symbolized the collapse of the Third Reich, but it also raised questions about accountability and the nature of evil. How could one man have caused so much suffering? The impact of his actions continues to resonate today, reminding us of the importance of vigilance against tyranny and hatred. Hitler's death was not just the end of a dictator. It was a pivotal moment in history that shaped the post-war world and the collective memory of humanity. The lessons learned from this dark chapter are crucial as we strive to ensure that such horrors are never repeated.